Welcome to 7 Days Report, your reliable source of information from all major news from around the world. I'm your host, Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsilogiannis. Every weekend at 12 and 21, we bring you the latest headlines, in-depth analysis, and insightful commentary on the stories that matter most. Whether you're tuning in for a recap of the week or looking for a deeper understanding of global events, we've got you covered. Let's start with our first news.
U.S. President Donald Trump has suggested that there is big progress in ongoing diplomatic talks regarding the conflict in Ukraine. Speaking to reporters recently, Trump hinted at positive developments, though specific details remained unclear. His comments came as global attention remains sharply focused on efforts to negotiate an end to the war between Ukraine and Russia. Trump expressed optimism about the potential for a diplomatic breakthrough, stating that progress is being made behind the scenes and that he hopes for a resolution soon. He emphasized the importance of a strong negotiating position, but did not clarify what concessions might be involved. The president's remarks have sparked renewed interest and speculation about possible shifts in the delicate negotiations. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a firm warning against any plans that could involve ceding Ukrainian territory to Russia as part of a peace agreement. Zelensky reiterated that Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity are non-negotiable and cautioned against external pressures that might push Kyiv toward concessions. He called on the international community to support Ukraine's right to defend its land. The situation remains highly sensitive, with diplomatic efforts continuing amid ongoing conflict and humanitarian concerns. Western leaders have been cautious, balancing the urgency of peace talks with the need to uphold Ukraine's sovereignty. As negotiations proceed, the contrasting tones from Trump and Zelensky highlight the complex challenges facing any potential settlement in this protracted conflict. The world watches closely, hoping for a peaceful solution without compromising Ukraine's hard-won ground. Nicolás Maduro, Venezuela's president, could leverage the country's vast oil reserves as a key bargaining chip in potential talks with U.S. President Donald Trump. Venezuela holds some of the largest proven oil reserves in the world, making its energy sector a critical strategic asset. In recent years, U.S. sanctions have heavily targeted Venezuela's oil industry, aimed at pressuring Maduro's government. However, with shifting geopolitical dynamics and oil market volatility, Maduro may offer increased oil cooperation or supply assurances as an incentive to engage with Trump or his allies. Access to Venezuelan oil could help stabilize global oil prices amid disruptions from other major producers. Maduro's offer might include partial easing of Venezuela's production limits or cooperation in refining and exporting oil. This could appeal to Trump, given his previous administration's focus on energy independence and strengthening American influence over global energy markets. Additionally, Maduro could propose collaboration on reducing U.S. reliance on Middle Eastern oil by increasing Venezuelan exports. However, such talks would face significant hurdles, including ongoing political tensions, concerns about human rights, and opposition in Washington to normalizing relations with Maduro's government. Still, oil remains Venezuela's most valuable currency and a powerful tool in international negotiations. Any deal involving oil would likely be a starting point for broader discussions on sanctions, relief, and political recognition, potentially reshaping U.S.-Venezuela relations after years of hostility. The United States has unveiled plans to build housing compounds for Palestinians in Israeli-controlled areas of Gaza, aiming to provide more stable living conditions amid ongoing regional challenges. According to official reports, American officials envision a series of compounds designed to be more permanent than traditional tents, yet still classified as temporary structures. These compounds are intended to address the immediate housing needs of Palestinians who have faced displacement, damage, or destruction of homes due to conflicts. The U.S. initiative seeks to improve living conditions by offering safer, more durable shelter options that can withstand harsh weather and prolonged occupancy. The housing compounds will be strategically located within Israeli-controlled zones in Gaza, allowing for enhanced security oversight. American officials emphasize that these compounds will not replace permanent housing but serve as transitional accommodations while longer-term solutions are pursued. The the plan reflects a broader U.S. commitment to humanitarian assistance in the region, balancing immediate relief efforts with complex political realities. Officials are working closely with Israeli authorities to ensure the compounds align with security protocols and regional stability goals. Humanitarian organizations have cautiously welcomed the initiative, viewing it as a pragmatic step toward alleviating the housing crisis faced by many Palestinian families. However, concerns remain about the temporary nature of the structures and the broader political context influencing their implementation. As construction plans move forward, the United States aims to demonstrate tangible support for Palestinian communities in Gaza while navigating the delicate geopolitical landscape of the region. The success of the housing compounds will depend on cooperation between all involved parties and ongoing diplomatic engagement. Amid ongoing global tensions and uncertainties, President Lee emphasized the increasing international attention on South Korea's defense industry during a meeting. Addressing policymakers, military officials, and industry leaders, Lee highlighted South Korea's advancements in defense technology as a strategic asset in navigating the volatile geopolitical landscape. Given the escalating global instability, countries worldwide are keenly observing South Korea's defense sector capabilities, President Lee remarked. Our commitment to innovation and self-reliance in defense strengthens not only our national security, but also contributes significantly to regional and global stability. South Korea, traditionally known for its strong military alliance with the United States, has been rapidly expanding its indigenous defense production. This growth is driven by cutting-edge developments in missile technology, advanced radar systems, and next-generation fighter jets, attracting the interest of allies and partners seeking reliable defense solutions. The President emphasized the importance of continued investment in research and development, fostering partnerships with global defense companies, and expanding export opportunities. He expressed optimism that South Korea's defense industry would emerge as a pivotal player in international security frameworks. President Lee's remarks come as global tensions persist across various regions, including in Northeast Asia, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe, where countries are increasingly ramping up military capabilities. South Korea's defense sector growth offers a model of technological progress and strategic foresight in these uncertain times. As global dynamics shift, Seoul's defense industry is poised not only to bolster its national defense, but also to play a key role in global peace efforts through strategic collaboration and innovation. Britain's recent budget, unveiled by the Labour government, has drawn sharp criticism for prioritising political survival over making the tough decisions needed to revive the struggling economy. Analysts and opposition parties argue that the budget avoids addressing the root causes of economic stagnation, instead focusing on measures aimed more at shoring up Labour's electoral standing than long-term growth. The budget largely steered clear of significant structural reforms or spending cuts that economists say are essential to reduce the nation's mounting debt and stimulate investment. Instead, it leaned heavily on short-term tax reliefs and selective subsidies designed to appease key voter groups. This approach has left many experts concerned that the government is ducking the hard choices such as austerity in non-essential spending or comprehensive tax reform that could restore fiscal health and confidence. Critics suggest this strategy risks postponing a much-needed economic turnaround, possibly heightening inflationary pressures and dampening business confidence. The government defended its allocations, highlighting planned investments in infrastructure and social programs intended to boost jobs and protect vulnerable communities. Yet many warn this balancing act may ultimately undermine both economic stability and Labour's political credibility if growth fails to accelerate. The budget has ignited debate over whether political expediency is overshadowing the critical need for bold policy making to secure Britain's financial future. As the country navigates persistent economic challenges, the tension between political survival and effective economic stewardship remains a defining feature of Britain's current fiscal landscape. The death toll from the devastating fire in a Hong Kong tower block has risen to 128, authorities confirmed Friday. The tragic blaze, which erupted late Wednesday in an aging residential building, remains one of the deadliest fires in the city's recent history. Emergency responders worked through the night battling the intense flames amid difficult conditions in the densely populated neighborhood. Firefighters faced challenges navigating narrow corridors and heavily smoke-filled stairwells as they conducted rescues. Despite their efforts, many residents were trapped inside the high-rise structure when the fire rapidly spread. Officials report that dozens of residents managed to evacuate safely, but the majority of the victims were elderly or had limited mobility. Many were found trapped in their apartments or in communal areas where smoke exposure proved fatal. Authorities continue to search for a few individuals still unaccounted for as rescue operations wind down. The cause of the fire is under investigation, with early indications pointing to an electrical fault or improperly maintained wiring, common risks in older, tightly packed residential buildings. The government has pledged to accelerate safety inspections and enhance fire prevention measures to avoid similar tragedies in the future. Community leaders have called for urgent housing reforms, highlighting the vulnerability of elderly residents living in Hong Kong's aging public housing estates. The tragedy has sparked an outpouring of grief and solidarity, with volunteers and aid groups mobilizing to support affected families. This catastrophic event has deeply shaken the city, prompting renewed discussions on urban safety and care for vulnerable populations amid Hong Kong's dense living conditions.
That was your news for now. I'm your host Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsilogiannis. Stay with us for a complete coverage of the news around the world. Goodbye.